Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining our webinar on customer engagement in the era of hyper-personalization. I'm your host, Sarah Spaventa, and I'm joined by our Director of Content, Kim Crevassier. Today's webinar will be around 25 minutes long with time for Q&A at the end. Please send us your questions in the chat box on your right-hand side, and we will be sure to leave time to answer them at the end. And with that, I will kick it off to Kim.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I'm quickly going to review the agenda, say what we're going to cover in this action-packed 25 minutes. We'll go over why customer engagement is important, some of the challenges that we're facing when it comes to personalization in this modern era. We'll talk about how you can use segmentation to solve for many of these challenges. And then we'll talk about how do we prove the effectiveness of our personalization efforts. Then, of course, we'll wrap it up and leave time for Q&A. So what is customer engagement? Customer engagement is all about interacting with your customers in a way that forms a meaningful connection. And through this connection, you can form long-term loyalty as well as brand affinity. Simply put, customer engagement is a relationship. And as we all know, whether we're in a friendship, a marriage, or in a business relationship, relationships are not one way. And you can see that having an engaged relationship with your customers, those engaged customers represent 23% premium in terms of their wallet share, profitability, revenue. So that relationship is crucial. Let's talk about why customer engagement is important. The time is now to engage your customers in highly personalized experiences and messages that you can deliver through multiple channels, through email, SMS, and other digital channels. If you choose not to do this, you may be left in the dust by your competitors. Today's connected consumers are demanding personalization. And if we're not engaging them with messages and offers that speak to their behaviors, we could be missing out. When we have data about what our customers buy, where they buy it, when they visit, plus deeper data like lifetime value, we can have a complete picture of our customers and send them targeted campaigns that can engage, retain, and keep them coming back again and again. You can see from this slide, 80% of consumers indicate that they're more likely to do business with a company if it offers those personalized experiences. Traffic is our lifeline, especially in the restaurant. Traffic drives our same-store sales, and we need to drive that consistent, dependable traffic so we can realize recurring revenue instead of always trying to generate new revenue through new store locations or other means. Competition is more fierce than ever. And our restaurant goers have high expectations. They expect great food, prompt service, and affordable prices. And even if a restaurant excels in all of these areas, there's no guarantee that customers will come back. We have to provide a positive experience, an experience that doesn't start and stop with the meal. We have to engage our customers in personal and relevant ways to keep them coming back for more. We all know that we're depending on delivery more and more to generate that traffic. But that delivery is eroding margins, and we can't continue to raise prices to recover from those losses. We have to focus on getting to know our best customers and then engage them to come in more often, because those best customers visit the most often and spend the most. They drive the most revenue to our bottom line. So I want to pause for a moment and ask you all a question, and you get to participate. How many of you are using personalization currently as part of your marketing strategy? Give you a moment or two. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, wow. So 58% of you are currently using personalization as part of your marketing strategy. That's fantastic because industry standard is about 70% of merchants are failing to use personalization as part of their campaigns. So you all are on the cutting edge, which is fantastic. So I would encourage you to continue to do this because you're probably reaping some of the benefits of doing that. So now we're going to explore a little bit about why personalization can be so challenging. And if you're already doing some of these methods, then you might be experiencing some of these challenges. There we go. I think we're caught back up. Great. So challenges to personalization. You can see from this slide that the struggle is truly real. Marketers are struggling with personalization at scale, and we often resort to just putting the infamous insert first name into the subject line of our email and call it a day. But at the same time, our consumers are becoming more and more savvy, and they've expected our brands to give them the kind of personalized services and personalized experiences they get from the big brands like Amazon and Zappos and Netflix. But how can small brands compete with that? How are smaller brands capable of delivering that kind of personalization? They're struggling because it all comes down to data. And most small brands don't have it, don't have access to it, or can't use the data they have because it's dirty. It's not in one place. Many of us are flying blind when it comes to knowing who our customers are. And we're lucky if we know their first name, let alone their lifetime value and their favorite item on the menu, or what day of the week they visit. We need to go from unknown customers where we have no clue of who they are to a complete view of our customer. Know who they are, what and where they buy, what their lifetime value is. As a fun fact, most customers who go to restaurants really want the restaurant to know their first name as well as their favorite drink. Who knew? So most of us may have a segment of our customers that are known, this middle slice. We may have their name or their email address. And we can use that known information to get more data about our customers when we engage them with these targeted campaigns that drive behaviors we can learn from. When we have a complete view of our customers, going down to the very bottom of this funnel, the opportunities to engage them in meaningful and relevant ways are endless. So when you have an unknown customer, you know nothing about them, it seems unsurmountable, right, to personalize any of your campaigns or any of your messages. But as you get to know more about them, you get their email address, then you can start sending them offers. When they engage with these offers, you get more data, and that data feeds and feeds and feeds, and you start to get a bigger and bigger picture of who your customers are. So customers are feeling the struggle and feeling the pain of our struggles. One size fits all fits none. 80% of consumers say the average merchant doesn't understand them as an individual. So we have a long road ahead of us. Tell you a little story about Dewey's Pizza. They engage their audience by sending targeted offers to specific segments of their audience. Then every once in a while, for a special occasion like National Cheese Pizza Day, which is very relevant since they're a pizza company, they'll send their entire audience a surprise and delight style offer. They recently drove a 20% increase in revenue with a single email to their audience. Huge. We have a whole case study about it on Thanx.com, and we'll send it to you in the follow-up emails for this webinar so you can read all about it. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into how we can use segmentation to get the right message to the right customer. So sending personalized messages sounds super time-consuming. How are merchants who are managing our day-to-day operations going to send personalized messages to every single customer? Who has the time? That's where the power of an automated customer engagement platform comes to your rescue. Segmentation is the key to personalization at scale. By grouping like-minded customers together into smaller groups, we can send more targeted messages to each subset. And you can see these are just some examples of different segmentation that exists. You can segment based on their visit frequency, their average spend, where they live, what item they like, what time or day they like to visit. And the power of segmentation really lies in its ability to highly target segments of your audience based on their behavior. Do they only come in on the weekends? Do they order dessert? You don't have to send an email blast to your entire audience anymore. You can really dive into these micro segments based on behavior of who's doing what and when. And your customer engagement platform should offer these pre-built segments that enable you to quickly and easily target your audience. For example, at Thanx, we currently offer over 20 different campaigns that help you get the business results you desire. And we measure it in real revenue, not vanity metrics. We'll get more into that in a second. You can see a couple of the examples right here. So getting customers to try ordering online or shift customers to your subscription service, driving them to the weekdays. And I have a great story about shifting traffic from the weekdays to the weekend in just a minute. So today's consumers expect on-point messages and offers delivered across a variety of channels. And these targeted messages work. As we've seen, they've been proven to drive 10 to 30% increases in revenue, just like the Dewey story we heard. I'm going to show you an example of Elephant's Deli and how they used a targeted campaign to engage their customers and change that customer behavior to drive results. So Elephant's Deli is a popular fast casual concept in Portland, Oregon, and they recently sent a targeted offer to a segment of their customers based on week part, or the time of the week they usually visit. You may be wondering, how the heck did they know this? Well, they were able to look at their data in Thanx and see that the majority of their customers visited on the weekdays. Most of them stopped by on their way to work to pick up their coffee, and their pastry, and they're heavily weekday visitors. But Elephant was looking to drive traffic to their weekend brunch that's offered at their Corbett Avenue location. So having that data, they were able to quickly do a week part offer to these customers based on their data, and found out a personalized and targeted offer to that segment and shift them to their weekend brunch. And we've got the results from this offer. They saw a 43% increase month over month in their weekend traffic at Corbett Avenue. So simple, so easy, and super effective. And the bonus was they also had a 50% increase in their Thanx loyalty member signups, because as people went and attended the brunch, then they realized that they had a loyalty program and they signed up for that, and they had a win-win. The proof is in the pudding. 44% of consumers say they will likely visit and purchase again after a personalized experience. So by simply looking at the data that you already have, sending targeted and personalized offers, you can expand on this behavior and get them to come back again and again. So since we're talking some numbers, let's talk about how we prove the effectiveness of these efforts. A lot of merchants use vanity metrics like emails, opens, and clicks to show how active our customers are, because it's all we've had to go on. We haven't had anything deeper in that. So we're like, great, 30% of our audience opened our email and 12% clicked. That's success, right? I don't know. Doesn't sound like it. I don't have any numbers to go by. But these metrics, they don't relate to our bottom line. So how do we know? And this is a common problem for marketers in every industry. Many of the merchants that I've interviewed have said, when they're talking about their digital marketing efforts, they feel like they're just, well, that's not very effective. How do we explain that to, our investors? How do we explain that to our owners? We need to prove success with incremental revenue. It doesn't require, a finance degree to figure out what's going on. We don't need to hire, a part-time analyst or someone to tell us what the numbers are. We shouldn't need 20 different spreadsheets. And our friends at Dewey's, related to this. Offline tactics have been really hard to measure. You just hope that you're getting results. Well, you shouldn't have to hope. You should be able to prove it, and we're going to help you do that. So as we know, we've been relying on these vanity metrics, but these metrics are directional, and they only show you high level if people are engaging. What they don't show you is the actions that are taken. They don't show you the real results. You have to be able to provide the revenue that your campaign generates in order to prove the value. And at Thanx, we have a very easy to see dashboard that shows you everything from the revenue generated, how many customers actually made a purchase as the result of that campaign. And we also have something that many people won't be familiar with, which is a control group. So when you go to send a campaign out, you can hold back 10% of your audience that doesn't get the campaign. The rest of your audience would. And that way you can really compare and see, did the campaign perform against the people who got it versus the people that didn't, and you really know it's working. You can then take that data based on those real results and real revenue you get and optimize your campaign for the next time. Learn as you go and be able to continually optimize. So now we're going to wrap it up. I think I've talked really quickly, so we'll have time to answer lots of questions if we have them. So to reiterate, the big takeaway from this session is that data makes the holy grail of personalization at scale possible. You shouldn't need an army of marketers or analysts to do it. And segmentation enables you to send that right message to the right person at the right time. And through using personalization and segmentation, you can change customer behavior and drive that incremental revenue that reoccurring revenue, that's the lifeline for all of our businesses. After the session, we'll send you our ebook, which covers all of the topics on this webinar and in much more detail, since this was just sort of a taste. It's customer engagement in the era of hyper-personalization. And then we have a plethora of resources available online for you at Thanx.com/resources, on our blog, and then again on our case studies. So you can really do a lot of sort of self-education through that portal.
Thank you so much, Kim. And now we're going to open it up for live Q&A. If anyone has any questions, once again, please feel free to drop it into the question or chat box on your right-hand side. If you come up with a question that you think of at a later time, please also feel free to email me. My email is sarah.spaventa, SARA.SPAVENTA @Thanx.com. And I'm more than happy to connect you with a product specialist, jump on a phone call, or refer you to the appropriate resources that you can use to self-educate. And with that, I will see if we've got any questions. Otherwise, we will wrap it up. Question: what is the technical method to track customers and get their emails/information? Do they have to be signed up for the loyalty program? Kim?
Great question. So no, your customers don't need to be signed up for the loyalty program. And you can quickly and easily upload your list of email subscribers that you may have from your email service provider directly into Thanx. So then you can send out all of your targeted campaigns through one platform and be able to track all of their, the revenue generated and all of those things. And the way that we get all of this fantastic, robust data is through our connection and our partnership with the world's leading credit card providers. And so all of that data from the purchase behavior that your customers do is all tracked on the back end and passed to us. We don't have any of that data, so it's all super secure. But that way we're able to feed that all directly into your dashboard. And we do it in very insightful ways so that you don't have to dig around and crunch the numbers and crunch the data. It's all served up to you in very actionable ways.
Next question: how can you determine your market segments?
Great question. So we actually have over 20 pre-built segments available right within the Thanx.com platform. So you don't need to go in and do any kind of manual segmentation. You're able to see that all right in your platform. And some of those things, whether it's going to be SKU level data and things like that, a couple of those would require an integration, like say possibly with your POS, so we could pass it SKU level data. But most of those are just based right on that purchase data that we get through the credit card.
Great question. Once we put our MailChimp information into Thanx, could I cancel MailChimp and just use Thanx, or will those emails from MailChimp go away? This is a terrific question.
Yes, and we're absolutely not only a complement if you want to continue to use MailChimp and use Thanx, but we are absolutely, you could upload your CSV file of all of your opted-in MailChimp subscribers and then simply use Thanx from here forward. Those emails from MailChimp would be replaced with your Thanx emails. You would still have all of your HTML emails from MailChimp in your account there if you wanted to rely on those, but we offer that exact same capability. But as I said, what really is a differentiator is not just opens and clicks like you get from MailChimp, but we give you all that other robust data, and most importantly, the revenue piece so that you can connect your efforts to your results.
So no, you will not lose that information, which is terrific. Next question: cost for your services. This is something that we would like to refer to one of our product specialists. It depends on what features you want to implement and how you kind of want to integrate with the Thanx platform. So I can't give you an exact number right now, but once again, please feel free to reach out to me, sarah.spaventa@Thanx.com. More than happy to jump on a phone call and we can talk numbers. Another great question. Are you able to target an individual, say for a birthday or anniversary, or can you only send to segmented groups?
Absolutely. That is one of the standard parts of the Thanx platform, is being able to do birthday campaigns or those special date campaigns. So absolutely, you can target individuals, and it's a core part of our platform. We do win-back campaigns, so we automatically are able to detect when someone's purchase and visit behavior may be slacking off, and then there's an automated campaign that can go out to win that customer back. And that's proven to generate 6 times the ROI. So those individual campaigns are highly, highly successful, and they're actually automated, like the birthday campaign and the win-back campaigns. So you don't have to do anything. You can truly set it and forget it. So it's awesome. It's like giving yourself a whole team of marketers.
Next question. Does Thanx integrate with POS systems and loyalty program providers amongst other digital solution providers?
Fantastic question. We integrate with every POS system, and we actually, as part of our core offering, have a loyalty program built right in, as well as NPS and survey capabilities. So we really are a total customer engagement platform. We're not just sort of a one-shot hit where we're a loyalty company or an email service provider. We package it all up in one platform so you could quickly and easily do everything straight out of Thanx and see your results in real revenue.
And with that, it looks like we don't have any further questions. Once again, feel free to email me if anything else comes up. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate it, and we hope you guys learned a lot. And with that, I'm going to end the presentation. Everybody have a great day.
Thank you. Or thanks.